Off recording. That way I can dump this on YouTube after for the good people of the world who like YouTube videos more. And we will go ahead and get started. So, if I remember correctly, last time I left the wonderful world of, let's see, this is Hoenn. We had just beat Flannery, actually. That is right where I'm sitting right about now. In yet another lovely round of I thought I was going to be much worse off than I am. We ended up one-shotting her all the way through with Kadabra, so I spent the better part of, I don't know, probably 45 minutes worrying about losing a team battle against her just because we had nothing super effective. I also, right as the stream came to a close last night, I think Dev or one of the other guys mentioned, oh hey, you can go catch Swablu up by Fall Arbor Town, idiot. So I actually went up there and caught, I think, 3 of them. And best natured one I got right now is a plus special attack minus speed. It's not going to be fantastic, but for sake of a playthrough in the the story of Heart Gold and Soul, or God, oof. Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, that's what I'm going to be running with for the time being. So we are going to be leveling this thing up a little before we head back, and the next gym is actually Petalburg. So at some point, I'm going to have to get everything to go about, I'm going to say mid-40s, or no, it's late 30s to mid-40s. So that'll be a bit of a hike and a half to get and sort of be ready to challenge Dad. Good old Dad. Oh, that sucks. The stream won't load for you. If you want general IT knowledge, refresh the page. I don't think, and I'll check to make sure I'm not running anything weird. No, everything looks good, at least from upload standpoint. So hopefully it'll catch up. If not, you know, I'll dump it on YouTube and you can go watch it later. I will take no offense to that. Besides that, we're also running Beautifly still, who's actually doing really well. I'm still am extremely surprised how well Beautifly is doing, but it's got a good move set now of Bug, Grass, and Flying type. I'll probably get rid of Morning Sun at some point, but we'll have to see how that goes. We did get Hickory fully evolved to a Grovyle now, so hats off to that. Once we get a Megastone there, we should be pretty good. He has the worst movesets, though, as all of them are physical moves, except for Mega Drain. But Mega Drain's also weak in comparison to Beautifly, who's got Giga Drain. So, I don't know if I'm going to get too much use out of him, at least at the current time, but we'll have to see how it goes. Kadabra, as I mentioned, essentially tanked that entire last gym for me. We also have the Pikachu and the egg. I believe this will be a Togepi, but I'm going to, depending on how far we get, and if we get close to hatching it tonight, I might be doing a couple of soft resets to try and get a good-natured one, because after sort of long debate last night, I decided it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to have a Togekiss lying around. Not that it's needed, but overall, I think it'll be a nice thing to sort of come up across. So that's what we're currently running. I'm going to be doing a lot of training with Swablu, and then we're actually going to be heading out. I don't know what I'm actually going to end up doing. We'll have to consult the map. I expect that we'll probably might spend some time in Mount Chimney and Fiery Path in that neck of the woods, training on Lava Ridge Town's hill beforehand, just because there's a lot of easy sort of spoink level targets there. So we'll probably head over there first, and then I think Swablu doesn't have any great attack moves, so we might be yeah, we've got Disalarming Voice and Round. Rounds is the better one of the two. So, we'll probably start rolling that direction first, and go from there. Hope everybody had a good day today. Hope everything's going well for everybody. Nothing really new or exciting from my day beyond a buttload of work, and you know how it goes. Work never seems to end. Oh, it froze again. Well, keep trying. It should pick up at some point. Or use a different browser. I don't know what you're using, but I always find switching browsers on my computer helps on occasion. Well, thankfully, round's not doing too bad overall. We'll have to get some good, in good range for some leveling. So I ended up removing Curlia from my party for the time being for twofold reason. One, it's getting really close to leveling up to learn Swords Dance, and if I don't have it ready and as a Glade, it won't learn Swords Dance. It'll actually try and learn Combine instead. And two, it's also close on that evolution range to say learn Psychic instead of Psycho Cut. So two huge losses if I don't actually get in front of that one. So at least until we get into C Mauville, I don't think we will see much of Curlia until then, which is going to suck because it's going to tank a lot of the training that normally would get done. But in some regard, don't really have a choice, because if I level it up anymore, it's going to be not a Curlia anymore. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I think we will ride through... Let's see, what's the fastest way? Yeah, let's not ride through Mount Chimney. Let's end up going through the desert, I think will be the faster option. Heal quick here. I love this old woman, and I hate her at the same time, just because she keeps the dialogue box going. No, I don't need to heal more. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye, sir. Ma'am. And I don't have my cutter, because Linoon is in for the egg. So, yup, that's going to be a bit of a struggle later on, too. Alright, there we go. Hey there, how's it going? Welcome. Enjoy yourself, enjoy the stream. If you got questions, ask away. Yesterday was question day. Not that today can't be, but yesterday I fended off about 50 billion questions from people. From Twitter, from stream, from wherever. So, if need be for questions, ask away. If you're just here to enjoy the stream and watch me spend aimless amounts of time training Pokemon, then hey, all good on you there too. I wish the cable car had the old view. I think I said the same thing yesterday when we wrote it up originally, but I like the old view where it gave you the grading view with the ash that then started to fall like snow. That was pretty cool. It's prettier now because you can actually see the mountain and stuff, but eh. Alright. So we're going to end up training here on Jagged Pass for a little bit just to get Swablu up in levels. Let's see. I think I'm going to do the left side because I know there's an item over here that I need at some point. Ooh, I have to also reset the confusion counter. I just noticed I hadn't reset it from yesterday. Alright, let me get a move. And now, while that's going, I will reset the confusion counter. Alright, confusion counter's reset. We are better off there. Welcome back. Hopefully it's working now for you. Oh gosh, this thing is a tank on special defense, isn't it? Oh man. Alright, never mind. We're not going to use Swablu out front if we're going to fight these things. We need to use what's super effective? Dark and something else. We'll just roll with Beautifly. It's fine. Alright, let's just go... Oh, bug will work. It's a psychic type. Good, good. I'm glad it's working. So, Confusion Counter took a nice big hit yesterday. We were 4 for 7 on being able to hit in Confusion. And the day before it was even worse, which is just sadly hilarious in some regard. But, alas, we still are cranking onward, and there's nothing up here. Sir, do you want to fight me? No? Okay. Uh-oh. Is it this one? Yeah, it was this one. The confusion counter is anytime one of my Pokemon gets confused, I pulled up the counter to say how many times I had hit versus how many times I'd gotten a confusion to attempt to hit. So yesterday it was at 4 of 7, so that means 4 out of the 7 times I was attacking while confused, I hit the target. So I missed 3 times and hit myself yesterday. The day before, oh, well, damn it, I wasn't paying attention, Swablu died. The day before, I was 1 for 12. So I hit 1 time out of the 12 attempts I made on Confusion. So that whole, I think it's 30% chance of hitting yourself, was not in my favor 2 days ago. Yesterday wasn't too bad. Alright. Well, I don't know whether I want to really stay here and train too much. Not that I can't, but I'm not really going to gain much for the rest of the team here. And Swablu is just too weak to do it on its own here. And I don't have any... Well, I do have revives, but I'm not going to waste one. Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show the first day with the confusion hacks. But what are you going to do? Alright, we'll heal up. And then we will probably start... I don't want to say we want to toddle back towards Petalburg already, because I feel like I'm under-leveled for this. It's Petalburg City I'm going to, right? Yeah, yeah. Yes, it is. Because Dad's going to have, I think, up to level 30 or something like that. What do I got? Oh, I got mid-30s, except for Swablu. Maybe I can do the gym. Yeah, I did end up getting the Beautifly as much as I didn't want to. Hey, Dev. I'm actually, as I sort of said at the beginning, every time I've started streaming with Beautifly my team, I've been pleasantly surprised how much damage it's actually outputting. Because its stats don't give that much in some regard. Like, you would expect them to do an average amount late game. But mid game, Beautifly's got a pretty strong setup going on. Well, we're going to go play test the gym and see how well it goes. For the most part, it's peachy. If I get angry or mildly annoyed, I might occasionally swear, but, you know, I will do my best to hold to some standard. I think I have the mature flag on just in case, but I will double check for you. Let's see. Get that battle started while I'm looking. Yes, technically, I have the mature flag flagged, so if I do swear, I will sort of apologize, but I'm not really going to notice because I'm an adult. I do that. Sorry. But at the same time, I don't really try to go crazy, so As long as nothing crazy happens or I don't game over, assume you'll be fine. Dev, I'm doing pretty well. It was a long day at work today, but not in a bad way, just in a life's been busy way. Glad to be home. My other half comes home tonight, so we're going to end a bit earlier tonight than we did. Probably around, I'm thinking like 9-ish. Which is about 3.5 hours if you guys are trying to keep time. So we'll be, I'll be running out of around then just to make sure that I can, you know, pick her up from the airport. Oh, man. Hey, we want another stupid status condition? There's one. Infatuation. You would never really... I understand it. I get it. You know, Pokemon can be sexy, I'm sure. I'm not going to Rule 34 this one to figure that out. But specifically to this point, I don't think the cat would be attractive to the butterfly. Just gonna throw that out there as a baseline. And it knows sing. Alright. Cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and switch you out. I need a female. She getting slappy. Alright. The only special move I got. Oof. Even with the crit that barely killed, I need a better grass move for Sceptile future case. I don't know whether the butterfly would be attracted to the cat. I gotta assume that it would not be, but I am not a plant and animal person. I have no idea whether that is any truth to that whatsoever. And now I think I have to end up going back anyway because it's a... Oh, I got a full heal on me. I'll just use that. Let's see. There is the zero reduction room. We'll go for that one. I'm going to clean the entire gym out before I debate whether we'll be good to go for Dad or not. I remember this gym being a lot trickier as a younger child, but at the same time nowadays it's just either the outside path, the outside inside, or the other side with the exact opposites, and it's not hard, but at the same time it's just like, oh, I was an idiot as a kid. Would the Venus flytrap be attracted to the fly? That's a good question. I would assume Carnivine could be attracted to it, which I'm going to say logically yes. Based on how this game works, if it's male versus female, females or males can always be attractive to the other sex in the game. And before someone calls me on it, if the whole two-sex thing, blame the game, don't blame me. That's why we have legendaries. They're outside of that entirely. I will have to think on that. I don't think there's any other... I mean, Dad in Gen 1, Gen 2 didn't exist. Gen 3 is this one. Gen 4, it would be X and Y, and your parents are somewhere. Or no, Gen 4 was Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I'm pretty sure your dad's around in that one. I don't remember where, though. Gen 4, Dad. I bet I can answer this. Huh. Surprisingly, not the first result was Pokemon related. Zangoose. That thing's gonna hit like a truck. Oh, it's gonna hit even more like a truck with that X, or the, that X attack on it. Let's see. Nope, Gen 4, your dad is missing in action, because it's just your mom and your big dreams and all that fun. Gen 5, nothing. Gen 6, I haven't looked at yet. But essentially, through Gen 5, the only thing your dad has in relation to you is Gen 3, where you actually face off against him as a gym leader. I don't remember enough about X and Y to tell you that one. He might be around. Your mom used to be in contests, if I remember, in that one. And in Gen 4, too. And you rode around the Rhyhorn? I think there was a Rhyhorn at your house in X and Y in the start of that. So, overall goal of this playthrough is just a baseline playthrough. The only thing I really have to do, essentially, is make sure I don't game over. If I do, then I will restart, or I might just move on to a different game, depending on how late in the game I get. I've slowly come to that realization as I've gotten 4 gyms deep, and decided that, ooh, if I get past 5 or 6 gyms, that's like 5 days or more of work just out the window. So it'll really depend on how far I get, but trying no game over. I was talking yesterday about it with some of the people in chat, but may try and do next one maybe a Nuzlocke or something else like that. And then I'm going to start sprinkling in some National Dex hunting. Probably, I might sprinkle that in this week on Thursday when I'm streaming next, but we'll sort of have to see how preparation for that goes. I have no intention of just sitting and doing normal playthroughs forever, because they will get boring even to me. But for the most part, I do want to at least get a single playthrough, just basic one going. That way, you guys can at least decide whether you want to put up with watching me or not. Because it'll only get more hilarious as soon as I put a Nuzlocke in here, because at that point, you'll just see large amounts of anger come across my face, because there will be nothing I can do, and everybody's probably noticed it by now. At least twice every stream I go, what happened? I wasn't paying attention, and I have 2 Pokemon that have fainted. Do an whole Metapod run? That would be interesting. I was talking about one yesterday that I may try to do as well, where it's a Team Rocket run. Those ones are really fun to watch, just because you add a counter to the bottom that says how many times you blasted off, also known as how many times you blacked out. But that one I just enjoy for the fun mechanics of it. And you get to use some of the Pokemon that are usually never used in any of the normal playthroughs. Weezing's occasional, at least for Gen 1 that is. But the rest of them just kind of are always wayside Pokemon, which kind of sucks. Yes, Metapod has to use Harden, always. Just max the defense on everything. And the worst part is, its stats would not be anything of worth at that point. If I just think about it like on a high level, it will at best... Oh, I don't even know what its max stats would be. Its defense would be great, but I don't think you would ever see anything... Yeah, its HP is mediocre at best. Its attack is useless. Its defense is great. And its special attack is useless. Not that it'll have special moves, because all you'll have is Tackle and Bug Bite, depending on if it knows it or not. So, the answer to that would be, that'll be a long haul. Do I have the very first Pokemon? I assume you mean, like, the original Pokemon Red and Blue. Yes, I have every game to date. Oh, see? Not paying attention. There, I lost Beautifly just without looking. Hence the reason why Nuzlocke will be interesting. I have every original game to date on cartridge, at least one of the couple that they put out. So I know, for instance, I know I have Sun, but I don't have Moon. Or, sorry, I have Moon and I don't have Sun, because the original Sun and Moon were meh. Um, I have Sapphire and Emerald. I don't have Ruby. And I think I'm also missing Pearl, but I have Platinum and Diamond. But for the most part, at least every generation, I have one at minimum that's sitting in physical form. And then I also have a couple of ROMs floating as well, too. I know I have a Heart Gold ROM sitting around, because that's what I was testing out doing some Nuzlockes in before. And I also want to see if I can get a randomizer going, just to do like a simple, fun, easygoing run through of a randomizer, just to see the random stuff that it comes up with, or the random things that can learn Explosion. Yes, I do have the Pokemon, or the Poke Centers and potions and all that available. I'm not restricting myself on that one at all, at least for this playthrough. It's just going to be a very basic, generic one. And if we keep going and I end up getting through this faster than I expect, I might do some of the post-game stuff on stream as well, like grab all the legendaries I can, at least straight up. So, how do you get a randomizer? The easiest way to do it is Google it without sounding like a 5-year-old stupid person. Most of them are well kept on various communities like Reddit and that kind of stuff. I use Reddit for most of these things just to look up how people are doing it. But it's a little downloadable executable. And if you have a ROM for a game already and you have something to play it on, then you just attach it to the ROM. And what it does is it allows you to shuffle items, it allows you to shuffle Pokemon, starters, and encounters, and trainer encounters. So all the trainers have randomized Pokemon, all of the rival and stuff has randomized Pokemon, but it continues through. So your rival will start with, like, let's say a Baltoy, for instance. That Baltoy will soon grow into a Claydol, and they'll have a Claydol late game instead. But it still keeps it around. It doesn't randomize it every time you encounter them. But check Reddit would be my suggestion. That's usually what I use for most of it. Oh, attract. Okay. I don't want an attract counter. I want you to just hit. Yeah, there we go. Have I heard of voice commanded Pokemon? Do you mean the ones that you can actively, like, change the voice of, like Chatot and those guys? Or do you mean, like, actually using voice commands to play the Pokemon game? Or something else? Those are the two things I've heard about, at least, is obviously Chatot and the other Pokemon that you can replace the voice of when you do things like Chatter and the other attacks. And also the, I think it's a microphone app, essentially, for your 3DS that allows you to sort of play using your voice. Let's see. I'm going to go right first. Yes, I have heard at least of them trying to do that as a concept. I don't know whether it's worked at all or not, but I did hear about that. I think it was on the Pokemon subreddit, actually, a couple of days ago. Linoon. I forget which room I'm in. Guess it doesn't matter in the long term, but... Does it work? Well, that's great. Don't get me wrong. I love having the system in my hand and sort of flailing around with it as I play, especially when, like, those moments where you're, like, shaking the screen because you're like, I really need to catch this, like, you just need to stay in the Pokeball. I have those moments. That's why I like having, like, the physicalness of it. But I also have gotten to the point where playing it on mouse and keyboard isn't too bad either. You just gotta sort of be used to it. Thank you. Good to know I'm in the recovery room. I thought I picked the other one, to be honest with you. And let's go for a Giga. I saw that coming. Chimchar is wonderful. Don't say he's not amazing. He is a classic good old monkey boy. Alright. If I remember correctly, I have to, once I beat the gym, I gotta go talk to Wally's parents to get surf. Let's switch out and use someone besides Beautifly. Who else needs some training? Let's go with Pikachu for the next one. Oh, I've already been to this one. That's where they came back together. Clearly paying attention. One hit KO room. This is the fun one. If I remember, this is like a Zangoose that gets a critical hit boost or something like that. This thing's gonna hurt. Ooh, I got the paralysis. I'm gonna get another hit in. I'm gonna try to Meteor Mash. Hope that's neutral, and at that point I might be able to kill it. Just because it does more damage. Nope! Nope! There's that crit! Yet another dangerous room where Nuzlocke would be very sad. Because I don't think much beyond, like, a Geodude or something that is tanky by default could have taken that. Maybe my Sceptile might have been able to. Alright, I'm feeling confident. Or ballsy. Pick your poison on which one. We'll go back and heal, and then we will challenge Dad. I'm feeling cocky enough to do it. I highly doubt my father senses brilliance versus dumb luck. But that's okay. Let's go for brilliance. So Dad gets the full set. He's got Slackoth, Vigoroth, and Slack King. So we'll have to make sure that we hit hard and fast on Vigoroth, because he's going to be the most damaging just because he has crit overall. Oops, I walked right back out. I'm going to say cocky on this one. I've been far too unsure the first couple of times, but I'm feeling like I'm finally starting to hit back up to where my levels are at this point. Based on that gym, Dad's got level 30s-ish. So, we'll have to sort of roll with it, but I'm feeling confident. Run into Dad. Let's go. Alright. Safety save, just in case the DS decides to die or something like that. Who we leading with? Slackoth will be first. I'm going to stay with Pikachu. Let's stay with that. Have a good run going. He looks like he's going for like the most strongman styled hug. He's like, hug me! No, I don't want to hug you. Also, his badge, can we just admit that it looks like a pair of tits? I know it's supposed to be balanced, but really, like, that's a pair of tits. What do I think of Zoroark? That's a slacking. That was not what I expected him to start with, but okay. Zoroark isn't bad. I find him to be really fun, especially if you can get him to mask which Pokemon that you really want him to. So, if I remember, he masks the first Pokemon in your party if he's anyone but the number one. So, if you get him to mask something and switch into him to essentially have cover, and you get a good double switch going where you switch into him, the other person switches out into something that he can do super effective damage to, he really becomes good in competitive play in that regard. But he doesn't have the greatest stats either. So, gameplay-wise, competitive, he's fun, but he's not amazing. Campaign-wise, he's got a good moveset. He's very capable of, or she, is very capable of essentially doing a lot of damage over, you know, a little of time. Whether, if you're asking about my cat, I don't know. Yes, she is, actually. I will let this turn start. Thankfully, I got a free switch, and then I'll go see if I can pick her up without her trying to bite my hand off. Ooh, there's the little fluffs. Hold on, sweet. Let Daddy pick you up. No? You don't want to look at the camera? You just want to look at me? No. But they want to see you. I don't want to see you. No? Here. Yep. You be a good girl. You want to sit right there? You want to sit in Dad's lap instead? Do you want to get down and run away? Here. I'll put you down on my lap. You can sit or you can leave. She wants to leave. So be it. There you go. There's Butts. Let's just go for a Giga Drain. Oh, it had Hyper Potion. I forgot. Gym leaders and potions. It's okay. He's got a loaf around. Loafing around. That's the dream right there, ladies and gentlemen. Me, just laid out, loafing around all day. One could hope. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought. Let's see, Vigoroth is going to be... I'm going to send out Kadabra for it. Alright, Wither, good seeing you. Come back again, when you can. I just realized at this point, I never posted on Twitter or anything that I was going live. Oh well. This will be one of the Roll With It streams, because I forgot. Oh, thank you for the encore. I'm fine with sticking with Psybeam. Heh. That's a slacking. What? 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 I thought he had a slack off. Am I wrong? Am I full of shit? I feel like I'm not full of shit. I guess that's the original one that he has a slack off. Oh well. We'll see how we do here. Oop, well, there goes Kadabra. Oops. Let's just put Hickory in and let him fight it out. I mean, again, Zoroark isn't bad. He has a good moveset. He has reasonably good stats. It's not, I won't say it's the perfect stat block for a team, but at the same time, you can build a team quite well around him. I'm going to hope for another Leaf Blade to kill. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's Gym 5. We made it, fam. I beat Dad. Solid gut punches. I stand by it. Everybody can judge me, but that's a boob. A pair of boobs. And that's level 60 for everything, which will be good. We are doing pretty well overall right there. Now I believe we can get Surf, which means I might be able to get into Sea Mauville to actually bring Curlia back in to get Glade. But we'll have to see whether I need Dive or not. I don't remember whether I need one or both. Yeah, I mean, that was my fear, was I would actually need Dive to get far enough in to get the Dusk Stone, or Dawnstone, but I wasn't sure. Either way, we're going to surf down to Sea Mauville anyway, just because it's a good spot to do some training. Also, do I have a Surfer? Uh-oh. There might be another question. Oh boy, here's your dad moment, guys. Oh, our kids are growing up. Oh, I don't know what it is. Oh. You never think you see these moments in real life. Here you go. There's as real as you're gonna get. Two dads awkwardly staring at their kids going, man, we're old. That sucks. That's the dream. Let me tell you, that's the dream. No, I don't. No. I didn't want to go. Fine. Yeah, yada yada. Well, I guess now we're gonna go heal up here instead. And we're gonna roll. Maybe I'll do Sea Mauville, or not Sea Mauville first. Maybe I'll do the power plant first. I don't actually have to do the power plant yet, because I don't think I can, but I could at least head in that neck of the woods. And the worst part is I don't get any of those walking steps towards the egg. Like, it's just, the egg's just sitting there at this point. I don't think it's barely gotten anything. Yeah, no, the egg isn't even moving yet. That is what we call a lot of wasted steps. Can anybody in the party learn Surf? Probably not. Alright, the egg, it sounds like, might be being put back. I would love to keep it, but with the whole I need a Surfer problem, don't think I can keep it. Can Linu learn Surf? I'd like to keep my HM slave to be a singular one, but let's look. I think I would have this written down somewhere. It can learn Whirlpool, Cut, Strength. Nope, doesn't learn Surf. Fudge. Google says it doesn't, but I'll double check it. I want it to be wrong. It could be wrong. I'm gonna hope it is, because, you know, effort. Hey, it's wrong! Awesome. That's the last time I asked Google anything. And I need strength on it too, now that I think about it. Rhydon with Surf is the most hilarious thing. Especially, not that you can really build one around Surf, but man, it is still hilarious to see a Rhydon use Surf. Or a Rhyperior, for that matter. No. No. That one. Alright. HM Slave is in full effect. Make it work. Alright. I will admit, Lugia, you're not wrong. Tauros with Surf would be pretty hilarious. But Miltank, I mean, it's just that you just got to think about it as a fat guy in water. Like, everything's going to float and bob at that point. And at that point, Tidal Wave maybe makes sense. Maybe it just goes for the, not the Seismic Toss. Is the Seismic Toss the one that goes out in the... Yeah, that's the animation it gives. You go for the Seismic Toss, and it just drops the Miltank in the water. There's how you get Surf. It's totally legit. That's exactly how it works, actually. Mm-hmm. The main issue is they just don't have the stats for it. Look at my HM Slave be useful. If I remember correct, this is the, like... Yeah, this is the sign that's got stuff covered all over it. And then the power plant is here, but I don't think I can get in it yet. But at least now I should have the fly spot for it. Yeah. Now I think I probably can fly to it, but we'll have to see whether that works later on. Flare Blitz is definitely better. The recoil is deadly sometimes, and I get that, and I get why everybody always is like, ooh, recoil moves. But chances are, if you're going for, I will say, the max damage combined with the potential that it has, Flare Blitz is still overwhelmingly stronger, even if you were to fight with Iron Fist as the... not as the backup, but as the ability. The hidden ability just doesn't boost it enough. Essentially, if I remember, Fire Punch is like 70 power-ish. Might be 70 or 80. With Iron Fist, it would get it up to about 90. And Flare Blitz is 120 base. So, with it being super effective, you'd be losing... you'd be at 180 to 190, depending on whether you hit full potential with the hit or not. And with Flare Blitz, you'd be at 240, and there's no debate in it. So, potentially, if you don't want the recoil, Fire Punch is good. But if you don't want the recoil, I would just suggest skipping Infernape for something else. Because if you remember... Infernape's going to suffer in three ways. It's either going to suffer from the defense and the special defense drop with close combat. It's going to suffer because it's choice scarfed and you're scarfed into the wrong move. Or it's going to suffer because of the self-hit that happens when you use Flare Blitz. But if you're not using Flare Blitz and you're not using close combat, I'm sure you could make a standard Iron Fist one work with like Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Mach Punch, and... maybe like bulk up or something if you really wanted to try and be ballsy with it. That'd be an interesting set now that I think about it, but the coverage is not phenomenal. It's doable. It's not amazing. What's better, Bug Buzz or Silverwind? 60... Bug Buzz. Okay. My HM slave is soaking up XP and I don't want him to. I also should not be training Pikachu here. I should be training Swablu. Although that'll be dangerous, but YOLO. I wish they actually had these type of bike paths in the real world. I know they do, like, in some places and some cities and stuff, but I just want a bike path between me and work. I'd love to bike to work more often, but I feel like I would just be dead by the time I got to the office. Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Thunder Punch, and Fake Out be good. Fake Out's another great option. I would still say you want U-Turn, or is it U-Turn? Am I wrong? Am I thinking of the wrong move? Hold on. Survey says Infernape. No, it is U-Turn. I would say U-Turn over Fake Out just because being able to switch out is sometimes a lot more important. But if you want to use Fake Out, the only concern you'd have there is trying to fake out a Ghost type. It's a risk, but it's a pretty low one, assuming you want to do that. It's the... I'm talking in circles. It's the safe switch question. If you feel safe in faking out and then switching out, especially if you're against something that's like a water type or whatever, do it. If you'd rather take the... I'd rather get some chip damage, small amount of damage that is, and then bail out, U-Turn's the better option there. They're both viable, though. I would not like you to kill me. This thing's hit every rollout. Nope, you're not fighting Magnemite. Not gonna happen. You guys ever have those days where your nose just feels like it's gonna sneeze constantly? I'm gonna have one of those days today. It's probably because the fall weather started to hit where I am, and I feel like I honestly had a cold this morning because I was all sniffly. I was coughing a lot. I sounded like I was talking through my nose like that the entire time. But now I'm perfectly fine. It just took like all day to recover. Alright, let's heal up a little bit for it and keep going. No, I don't need a super potion. Do I got anything less? Nope. Whoop. Fight me. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, well, I didn't want you to fight me with that. Should you replace Charmander or Infernape with Charizard X? I don't know. Both are viable. Both are physical attackers. I think Charizard X has better stats just because it's a Mega Evolution, but it doesn't get the speed that Infernape does. So if you're looking for something to outspeed the rest, go with Infernape. If you're looking for something to hit harder, go with Charizard. Oh, Thunder Wave. I probably shouldn't stay in anymore. It's going to use a lightning type move at some point. I'm going to regret it. hopeful maybe future case they'll try and initiate something like this with maybe like the next generation or something. But logical blocking in this game has always been sort of a never thought about tactic. And by logical blocking, I mean think about the anime, if you will, for a moment. If you see something slow and flying at you, what do? Well, you look left, you look right, and dive in a direction and get out of the way. And I feel like the game could have the potential to do something like that. It might not necessarily work as well, but there are some things like the Hyper Beam level attack where you sit there and you go, there's no way on any planet that I wouldn't be ready to dodge that attack. It's one of those things where I feel like you're just stuck with the mechanic of percentile to hit or whatever, and no one really ever thought about, well, what if you tell your Pokemon to take the dodge action? What if you tell them to be ready to dodge the next attack? It also gives a chance that you waste your turn, which is the other interesting part, where if you waste your turn and you get a stat boost on something instead, so you say to take the dodge action, and I tell my Pokemon to instead use bulk up, it's like, oh, the potential there is much more dangerous as well if you don't predict. I feel like it could be an interesting mechanic that they could add in future case, which would at least make competitive a bit more interesting, because at least on watching the last round of the finals for competitive, it was, that's probably going to do, oh, that didn't do too much. It was a lot of the same old 5-6 moves. Flare Blitz was one of them. Whatever Z-Stone you had on, or Z-Crystal you had. The Megas were all pretty much the same. It was very stagnant at this point. To be fair, we haven't had a new mainstream Pokemon game in a while, so that makes some sense to me. But at the same time, I don't know, I feel like there's so much more potential with some of the future mechanics that they could put in that wouldn't be game-breaking either. Sir, I would like to fight you. But at the same time, I don't want to be the one that also suggests an awful mechanic for the game either. I can at least think of 2 or 3 times where I would have been like, what the hell is Fairy type, and why am I wasting my time learning about it? And now we have a Fairy type, and I still don't remember what it's super effective against. So, I don't know. I would like some better mechanics future case. Well, Encore sucks. I didn't use that move, but whatever. I want to see something better for us loyal fans, for lack of a better way of phrasing it. There's potential. In multiple ways, I think there's potential for something better in a Pokemon game than just the standard mechanic that we've got. And Pokemon Battle Revolution, is that what I'm talking about? No. Pokken Tournament, that's what I'm thinking of. Pokken Tournament reminds me of something that would be interesting if they could apply it more towards the standard Pokemon game mechanics. Regardless of the support Pokemon and stuff, just the battle aspect of it, where, yeah, you have a chance to dodge if you're sidestepping in the right direction or whatever. And it wouldn't work in this style and sprite format and all that kind of stuff, but there's potential, I think, to have some of those games and some of the stuff that they've been doing work better to keep the mainstream games from being too, I don't know, too stagnant in their same opinion, minus add 150 Pokemon. Because, trust me, we're at 807? Hold on. Survey will tell me whether I'm right. We are at 807 for total Pokemon right now. I can't name all of them anymore. I'm still pretty good, but I cannot name all of them. And I don't know. If we get to 957, I'm really going to shrug my shoulders a little bit. Still going to play it, still going to love it, but at some point, we've gotten almost 1,000. Yikes, would be my first comment there. Don't care about bike techniques. I also don't have the mock bike, so that's why it didn't time trial me. We'll probably use that. We'll probably go for a good time trial at some point, but I've never been really good at flicking the joystick enough to get the quick left and rights in that. Alrighty, all nice and healed. Alright, I think I'm going to leave you with the music for a minute. I'm going to go run and hit the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. Alright, we back, fam. Naturally, as soon as I got up to use the bathroom, the cat was accosting my feet, because she decided that, oh, you're getting up, that means I can take your chair. No, she couldn't have my chair. Alright, we're going to go on Route 109. We are going to go straight down and out to sea. I believe there's a lot of trainers down on one side of this or the other. So we're going to start by, you know, beating up on some innocent people, children, who's ever around. Who's that? Is that a Wilmer? No, that's a Pelipper. Screw that Pelipper. I love how the little kids got out here. Like, away from a parent, maybe. I just sipped Diet Root Beer with the tab up in my mouth. Was not expecting it. Almost just gagged like an idiot. Oh look, this is an Azumarill. I really don't have anything that's gonna hit this hard, but YOLO. Yep, that's a solid we're gonna switch out right there. Hey girl, let me get a peek at you. Ha ha. There you go. We're gonna get the dad jokes going with Pokemon. It's fine. I saw one of the greatest. I can't say it's the greatest. I still love. There's an episode in Gen 4 of Pokemon where Pikachu and Ash are both laying in a bed, and Pikachu rolls over and is just staring like bug-eyed into the camera, like deadpan bug-eyed. And there's so many memes of it that just say something across the top like, "So we banging or what?" And it's just him sitting there with his eyeballs like wide open at you, and it's just like, oh god, okay. That's awkward, but sure, why not? YOLO. Love that meme. It's a classic meme right there. Alright, not that Swablu needs takedown, but now we've got that as well. We don't need ally switch. We don't do multi-battles. And that's all the tubers got. To be fair, I suppose it's probably as big as the Azumarill, or the girl is, so I guess that makes sense that they could wait out to this small little island. It doesn't make sense why I can't just wait out here, but, you know, better questions left for unanswered. I'm not even going to stay in. I'm just going to go straight up to Hickory and let him deal with this. Or her, because that's clearly female. But that's okay. YOLO. Alright, anybody need healing? Yeah, a little bit. Pop Pikachu back up. We'll leave Swablu the way he is for the time being. And surf on we shall. Hello, hope. Ma'am, where are you keeping your Pokeballs? Ma'am. No, I'm not. I'm pasty and white. Can you not tell that I'm not protected from the sun, Alice? No? Alright. I'm an accurate representation of the standard Pokemon trainer. White as a ghost. That flail, though. Beating up on some poor young swimmer's Goldeen that's keeping her above water. Ma'am, how did you drown? This guy came along. He just knocked all my Pokemon out. They fell unconscious under the water. I didn't know what to do, so I sunk down with them. What? Ma'am, do you not know how to swim? No. I just swim with my Pokemon. People need to learn to swim on their own. That's some good life advice. Someone should take that in memory. Good life advice. Learn to swim on your own. Alright. Anything on this island? Ooh, stuff. A pearl. Yeah, because I really need money so bad in this game. Alright, cleared that side. I know what you were. You were a Tentacruel. Cool. Was I unable to run? Ugh. Got a free quick attack in on me just because I wasn't paying attention. Alright, that's the dock. There's another swimmer right there who we will be best friends with. I am just going to stick Beautifly out front and let her, him, he, she, it, whoever, take care of it. My favorite Mega? I would normally say Gallade just because, you know, he's right there. But my favorite to use competitively, if I was going to use one again, would probably be... I don't know, actually. There are a lot of reasonably good options nowadays, depending on what your team's based off of. So I guess personal preference, I would still say it's probably Mega Gallade or Mega Manectric, just because I've used them pretty often. For other Megas that are really viable nowadays, it's got to be Garchomp, or I've seen Mega Sharpedos work as well, but they're not great. So, personal, Manectric or Gallade. Competitive, you know, any starter works well. And Charizard X over Y, if it matters, but same thing with Mewtwo. I think Mewtwo's Y is the one with the long tail and all that. That one looks better than X. X looks like he tried to use steroids like Swampert and failed. Or at least didn't do as well. Mega Garchomp's viable. He's not amazing. Nowadays, you build him... what's the normal build on Mega Garchomp nowadays? Earthquake. What else? Earthquake, Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, I think. And something. Hold on. I suppose I can scroll my way through and find them. He's not featured anymore, so I'd have to go actually look at his stat block, but I can do that. He is the end of the Sinnoh Dex. Is he Sinnoh Dex? No, he's Unova Dex. Zekrom, Reshiram. No, he is Sinnoh. I'm crazy. I'm sitting there trying to figure out why he's not on the Dex. No, I'm just not paying attention to it. Oh, let me use a move first. Let's use Giga Drain into Air Cutter, because that'll let me get the super effectiveness for free. Alright, Garchomp. There we go. Let's see. Normal moveset for him nowadays is... And you can pick your poison on some of these. Stomping Tantrum occasionally works well. That's a move 2 to move in Ultra Sun and Moon. If you're building him attack, Stomping Tantrum or Earthquake, Dragon Claw, or Dragon Tail, depending on whether you want to switch stuff out. Swords Dance, and then you can pick between like Giga Impact or Shadow Claw or Rock Slide. It depends on what your team's lacking at that point. If you're building him special, which I've seen work before, you do Draco Meteor into either Mud Shot or one of the other special ground moves. Think Hurricane and then something else. Hold on. Quick scroll, quick scroll, quick scroll. Fire Blast or Flamethrower in that regard. And yeah. Also, I spoke wrong on attack. It's Outrage instead of Dragon Claw. But again, viable doesn't mean suggested. I didn't see him used at all in competitive this year for any of the finals or anything like that. I did see one get used in the first set of 64 competitors, and that was it. Yeah, his speed, that's sort of the reason. He's tanky because he goes, in Mega Form, he's up to 420 HP with wonderful attack and okay defense, but his speed tops out better as Garchomp base than it does at Mega Garchomp. That's where he ends up losing about 20 effort value points worth of speed. But, you know, if you're really worried about speed, time to get a Beedrill, buddy. Mega Beedrill is the fastest thing on the planet, but it hits less happily. And true, he does lose Rough Skin, but at the same time, Sandforce with a Sandstorm team, really fun at that point. You run Hippowdon with Mega Garchomp, and it just sucks in the best way possible, because everything Mega Garchomp does hits like a truck, and when your Sandstorm just runs out, you switch in Hippowdon with Soft Sand on it, or whatever the elemental rock thing is that keeps it going longer, and he automatically kicks it up with Sand Veil, and he also can Stealth Rock, and do Crunch, and Protect, and one other move that I'm forgetting, but that's a standard Hippowdon lead, is to go in that direction. I think in the grand scheme, I would have been happier if they gave him, instead of Sand Forest, given him Sand Veil and given him the dodge chance in the sand, but overall, I don't think it matters too much. He's still a very viable candidate, in my opinion, across the board, but you have to build the team for him, which is sort of the previous point there of, if you don't have a team built for Sandstorm or, in the grand scheme, a Garchomp-based team, he's not worth running. Ooh, is this a double battle? What a rare occurrence. Let's see. I think those two are the two I'm going to put out. Perfect. I mean, Sandforce isn't awful. You just have to have the team for it. But I haven't seen a weather team run in forever either. There was none in the competitive scene this year, at least that I saw for the US. There was one at Worlds last year that was a rain team. Yet again, a standard rain team with, not Lombre, Ludicolo and Politoed, which was, I mean, that was X and Y top tier team at that point. It was always a Ludicolo and a Politoed just lead, and it was just disastrous. So, if you want to try and do a weather team, they're not impossible. They're really fun. I personally like the Solar Power team. That's Rapidash, Arcanine, Charizard Y, I believe, and something that can do a sunny day and hold it. That team usually does really well for Solar Power, essentially. Yep, I mean, Sandstorm's just another hazard. You gotta realistically think about it like that. But remember, if you have any ground or rock types, it doesn't affect them. Garchomp, Hippowdon, and usually you run a Gastrodon on that team, so half the team isn't affected by it at all. Also depends on what the rest of your team is, though. And it still gives you a Z crystal. So if you think about it, you have Mega Garchomp that's hitting like a truck, and then you have a Z crystal something. I would say a Continental Crush on like Gastrodon or something like that. Hey Dan, it's going good. You haven't missed too much. Kind of cleaned up. We did beat Dad in the gym, and now we're actually on our way just to do some training and stuff before heading up towards Fortree. Yep, it is a big grass weakness, but at the same time, you could easily run a Camerupt on that team. That would do it. Fire and Ground, or not Camerupt. Is it Camerupt? Yeah, it's Camerupt. I'm right. Fire and Ground to sort of negate and have a hard switch in for it. The main thing that you lack on that team is going to be a special defense tank. There's a couple of them that work, but none of them are really fantastic unless you want to take that sandstorm damage. Yes, you're going to be majorly weak against water, but it also comes to the realization point there of if they know you're running that weather team, they'll plan against it. But when you go into finals or when you go into like a competitive stream, your team is pre-built and set, and you can do one substitution. So yeah, you might have to fight off one thing or two of water here and there, but you're not facing off against like a rain team or anything where they are stacked with water. You're nowadays especially you're fighting off of the Tapus and the terrain that comes with them. Because if you remember, Tapu Koko does the electric terrain, Tapu Lele is the psychic terrain, mystery terrain, whatever it's called. Tapu Fini is the grassy terrain, I think. And no, that's Tapu Bulu. Tapu Fini does another one. Either way, those are the normal terrain sets now, which kind of are interesting just because we've always had just fire, water, or sandstorm. And now suddenly we have grass, psychic, electric, and whatever one I forgot. So it's an interesting switch up in those mechanics, but they're also really shrugged at somewhat. It is more used now to clear the other person's advantage for their one Pokemon. So if they switch in Tapu Fini, you switch in your Tapu Lele afterwards just to clear out the weather effect that it gets. Because you can build like one other team member off of those as well. I thought that was going to do a lot more damage. Oh well. Yeah, those Pokemon are the newest generation, so they're the I'm going to call them the pseudo-legendaries in Ultra Sun and Moon. They essentially are all like, they remind me of like the things that you see on totem poles, like the different figures and statues and stuff. That's kind of what they're based on, but not officially. So, short answer is, yeah. I mean, they're all weird totem-like Pokemon creatures who each grant an effect based on which type they have. So they're all, I think they're all like flying type and something. Hold on, I can look. No, they're all fairy type and something. Maybe. Actually, I might be wrong again. They might all just have random typings. Nope, they're all fairy type and something else. There's psychic, there's grass, there's water, and electric. Why don't Beautifly learn Rage? What level is it? 37? What? Okay. That's so random. No, there are no gyms in Sun and Moon. It is all based on and I'm going to put this in quotes here, trials. The easiest way to phrase it, and spoiler alert to any of you who haven't played, there you go, I warned you, now's the chance to mute the stream. They are all based on, like, it reminds me of, like, merit badges growing up as a kid in Boy Scouts. You go through the grass trial and you try and collect these ingredients and you mix them in a pot, and then the head Pokemon, they call it the totem Pokemon, comes out and, oh, excuse me, it says, like, oh, you're here to challenge, I mean, it doesn't say it, but it's like, oh, you're here to challenge it, you beat it, you get the trial badge, or whatever you want to call it, and you get the Z Crystal for it. Why they do it? I don't know. There have been multiple guesses as to why they did it that way. My educated guess says that they did it because they wanted to make the Hawaiian vacation concept really work. And especially for the Alarian region, the Kalos region, it fit the bill very well to say, you know what, we're not doing gyms, we're doing, you know, these tribal challenges, these tribal trials in the vacation land of Kalos. So that's my guess. To be fair, there were a couple that were exciting and fun. The fire one, you had a bunch of the new Marowak, the Alorian Marowaks, which are the fire spinner ones, that were doing pictures and stuff, and you had to pick which one was, like, not the same as the rest of the group, and they'd throw random people in there, and a bunch of the other, like, it was just a bunch of fun, silly stuff, which made it at least mildly entertaining for those of us who play Pokemon religiously. But at the same time, it was, you know, mediocre in a good way. It wasn't gym battles. Who wants to learn Slash? Yeah, no. You're my HM slave. You can't learn anything. Sorry, buddy. I just realized I yelled people for spoilers, and there's no way for me to tell them not that spoilers are over. So, hey, come back if you weren't paying attention. Sun and Moon worth playing. Yes and no. If you ask me whether you should get Sun or Moon or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I will tell you the Ultras. The story was fixed in a good way. It was filled out a bit better. Get an Ultra over the regulars. Skip the regulars if you get an Ultra. There's no reason to play the regular one when they just left out some story elements and they just didn't make it flow as well. Still a good story. Still not bad overall, but it's not amazing. In general, it's an okay game in the series. It's not platinum. I'll put it that way. Like, there was nothing to write home about or go running to my friends to tell them about the next day. It was much more of a, oh, okay, this isn't too bad. We'll make this work. And then, yeah, I mean, post-game, that's where my character sits right now, and I'm going to slowly fill the national decks. So that's sort of sort of where I sit on it. Alright, and we've finally arrived at Sea Mauville. We will see what I can get into and what I can mess around with. Oh, I didn't think that guy would fight me. I thought he was going to just talk to me. Oh well. You can call me Sailor Duncan. I just lost my train of thought entirely. My girlfriend messaged me and said that she's landing soon. I was like, oh, good. Now you just have the bus ride, and then I'll come pick you up. But that's about an hour. So yeah, Sun and Moon wasn't bad. It definitely is a game that's better in the Ultra form, and it's not... It's flushed. It's a flushed out game. Hey, without aging myself slightly, I'm on the far side of the 20s. I still play Pokemon religiously, and I already have Let's Go Pikachu pre-ordered. So, you know, if you feel like you're growing out of it, and you're as old as or around my age, you're fine. Enjoy it. Enjoy the freedom. Enjoy the easygoingness that it is. But at the same time, if we're picking one versus the other for games, get the Ultras, skip the regular. No. I don't want you to tell me stuff. I just... Sure. You here, have $100. Go away. Oh, I snuck that. I didn't think I could go for the cross. Whoop. We are going to see whether I need dive or not. I'm going to hope I don't. I stand on top of the world, my friends. Someone hold the wind beneath my wings. Someone give me a picture. Also, another stupid ad. They need to put in a selfie cam. It sounds utterly stupid, but they need to actually put in a selfie cam. So that way you can just hold up your phone in game and like pop out some Pokemon behind you and just start taking selfies. That would be hilarious. It'd be stupid, but it'd be hilarious. So I should talk to him? Alright, fine. Oh, he's here at Captain Stern's request. Ooh. Oh, I don't want a rain dance team. I was just talking about a sandstorm team. That's not what I want. I don't know how to respond to that. Girls are very sensitive to smell. Okay, ma'am. I'm going to battle him on my way back out. I'm just going to try and get down to see if I can get to, Yep. Here's that dive spot that we, have to, deal with that I cannot. Ah, there it is. He might have some post-game dialogue that's different. Well, that's that, I suppose. Ain't no way around that. Sir, do you have anything for me? No? Huh? Post-game, you might have some extra dialogue option. And you can't get to the other side there until after you get the dive and go under. Darn. Fight me. Well, that sucks, but oh well. We'll have to get dive. Dive's after, dive's all the way at Lily Cove. That's a gym and a half away at this point. Level 40 for Grovyle. Going strong AF. Worst part is I'm not even trying to train him. I'm trying to train everything else but him. Oh look, some I almost said seagulls. Some Wingull passed by. Ma'am, excuse me. Alright, guys. Rate the girl in the bikini. 6 out of 10. Ooh. I'm an asshole. Enjoy it. Have I ever thought about becoming a gym leader? Yes. If you're asking for typing, I don't know. My default response would be probably electric, but I could also be barked up the dark type tree. Yeah. I'll stand by electric, though, if I had to pick a typing. The team, depending on how many I could have, let's assume it's a full 6-man team. We'll assume we're Giovanni level. My team would honestly look a lot like, what's-his-face's team in Sinnoh. Hold on, I can tell you what the team's gonna be. Let's see, Sinnoh is it Veilstone City? No, it's not Veilstone. That's Maylene. I haven't played the game in so long, I don't remember what city, the Zappy guy is in. It's sad that I can't even remember his name either. Hold on. We're stopping. We should keep moving. Fire's another good type. There are far too few good fire gyms. Blaine had one. And then Flannery, obviously, I just faced her. I don't think there was a fire gym in the second one, was there? No, I think Gen 2 didn't have one. Bum 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 bum. Legendaries, gym leaders. There we go. Found it finally. It's Volkner. And Volkner has a bit of a random set in a good way. He has Raichu, Ambipom, Octillery, and Luxray. But two of those don't make any sense whatsoever. You feel bad for Chikorita and Johto? I mean, yeah, you got shit on in the best way possible with Chikorita because it was an uphill battle from Gym 1. I mean, flying into Bug into Miltank? Nope. No thank you. No thank you. And it also meant half the time you had a way over leveled Bayleaf that just wouldn't listen to you. That was a pain in the butt. Honk. My other half just asked me to record a television show because she's coming home. She's like, hey, can you turn it on and pause it for me? No! You come home, you'll watch it later. Ugh. Wow, I need a grass type for once. Yeah, and then the ice gym on top of it. Admittedly, X and Y had that problem a little bit too. It wasn't as bad screwed out of the gate, but you had a lot of weaknesses if you picked, Turtwig? Turtwig? Yeah? No. Turtwig's the wrong gen. The one after that. Snivy? Yeah, I think it's Snivy. There were uphill battles. Multiple uphill battles. Hey, I'm happy to respond. You're not talking too much at all. I will always respond to who's ever talking in chat, regardless of who. Good riddance, Barbaroach. Can I Mega Evolve yet? No. I'm still on the cusp of that struggle. I believe it's up, is it up in Fortree City where I get Mega Evolution? No, it's actually, I'm about to get, Latios or Latias. Let's see, I'm playing Sapphire, so I'm gonna get Latias in, like, 2 minutes once I actually get my ass back to Mauville City. So, the short answer will be very soon. Very, very soon. Then things will get tricky. I'll have to actually start figuring out where the other Megastones I need are, like the Altaria-ite, and I'll have to get Alakazam to evolve, well, Kadabra to evolve. Grass types always struggled in general, because any of us Gen 1er people, it's Bulbasaur or nothing. If you think otherwise, get out. I kid, but get out. I can remember, ooh, there's Psychic. We can evolve Kadabra now whenever I want. I can remember being a kid, like full-on toddler kid, and getting into fist fights about which starter was the best starter. To this day. Yeah, I'll probably do it later off stream, just to save time from having to do all the Wi-Fi setup and stuff, because right now I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi at all. Because it gets a bit laggy. But, I mean, I can at least remember 2 or 3 times as a young child, a young tot, as I will call myself, fighting somebody to almost a broken nose in that Bulbasaur was better than Charmander. And it was purely for the reason of Bulbasaur has status change moves. And I can't say that it would work well late game, and it would not be necessarily stronger, but if Venusaur can put you to sleep with Sleep Powder, you're still kind of boned. You will sleep for a while, I will smile, I will do some chip damage, you will wake up, I will put you right back to sleep. All Venusaur has to do is tank 1, maybe 2 hits, of which it can do reasonably well, especially because it's bulky now. But, at the same time, yeah, no, it's not going to stand up to an Inferno Fire Blast nowadays, or whatever the Z move is, even from a regular Charizard. So, it's limiting. I mean, no judgment less, Dan. Everybody has their own favorite. It is the perfect trio of balance, water, fire, grass. I mean, there's no defining factor to say this one's better and here's why, but as a kid, it was mine's better and you're gonna accept it. I hope Dewford's he's not here. I was hoping he would be so I didn't have to surf again. Alright, back we go. Now I'm gonna use a Mega Repel just because I'm too lazy to deal with all the Pokemon. That's my badge case. Can I shine my badges in this? Nope. Cannot shine badges. Yes, if only it was actually air and not flying type, the avatar would be successfully summoned well. I haven't watched that in forever. That was a good anime. Max Repel. There we go. Spray that bitch up. Let's get rolling. Ooh, that's a double battle. I want that. I want that in my mouth. I heard the first season of Core was awful, but the second and third got better. Not amazing, but better. At the same time, I mean, it's the 30 years in the future. Let's continue to try and drag people to watch it, kind of thing. Where I go, I've got better things to watch. And no, I don't remember the movie. There was no movie. There was only a beautiful 4-book anime that lasted, what, 60 some odd episodes-ish? I think it's actually like 50 something, but either way, there was only the original. It doesn't matter. Just wipe the rest of it away. Nope. That's not far enough yet. We gotta go further. We gotta go back. We gotta go back, Marty. No, I won't use another repel. I was gonna make the joke and say what movie, but realistically, there is no movie. Doesn't matter. Nope. No movies. It's like the Community joke. I don't know if you guys watch that or not, but Community has a famous running gag of 7 seasons in a movie. And the short answer is no. No 7 seasons in a movie. You want to know how to beat a series dead? Do more than 5 seasons. Ooh, that's a Mega Stone down there, isn't it? I see you. I love how there's think about trainer placement in this game for a moment, or in any of them, because it really actually doesn't matter. There's just random people standing out in the wilderness that happen to look at you the wrong way and be like, you! I'm gonna fight you right now. This random beautiful woman's just standing underneath a bridge where people ride bicycles. Forever. She never goes home. She never leaves. She's always there when you are. But apparently, this is just her hangout spot. Oh, it's the Manectricite. Whoop. At least some of these people, like the guy that runs the bike station, has a job. I'm not having a good day, sir. Can we just fight tomorrow? No, we fight now. Okay, sir. And the worst part is if you go, like, you doubled back into a region like I was doing, and you find somebody that you're like 40 levels up on, and they're just like, let me get you with my level 10 Rat-a-tat. No. No, sir. It reminds me of the old comic strip there of the level 50 or something Gyarados against the level 5 Pidgey, and you just see the beam from the sky, like ion cannon style, just come down and destroy it, and it's just laying there sprawled out on the ground, fainted, and you're just like, well, that was a thing. Alright, who's ready for a long Steven speech? I am. Alley hoop. Let's see, this guy'll have a bunch of fish. I didn't want my Pokedex, but that's okay. Bunch of fish. Let's throw in Beautifly, only because I think he has Carvana. And I don't want to deal with the recoil hit. Oh, nope, this is the Good Rod guy. Awesome. Now I have something to actually get good water Pokemon with. Thanks for that, I guess. This guy is probably the one with Carvana. Steven, alright, so here, I will give you a sub-ranking of people. In order of cool, late game, I'm going to say champions. I'll limit it to champions. How about that? Lance. Lance was always number one. There can be only one, and it is the Dragon Master. Gary doesn't count because he stole the title at the last minute. That's why I'm not counting him. Second to him is... Hold on. I gotta pull up his name because I don't remember them. Where is it? Lead 4 on this one. Yes, keep fighting. Go. Oh, Gyarados might actually be hard. Ish. Second one, Cynthia. Why? Garchomp. End of story. Third, I might give it... Third sits awkwardly between X and Y and the Unova region. Or not... Is it the Unova region? I might be wrong. Hold on. Let's see. X and Y was which one? The Buffalo guy, right? Oh no, X and Y was Diana, or Diantha, whatever her name is. She's the one with the Mega Gardevoir. She's not bad, but she ain't great either. She's not memorable. So yeah, I'm still gonna say the Buffalo guy in Black and White, then Diantha, then who's in Sun and Moon? I should remember this one. I just played it like, you know, a week ago. Oh, it's the Professor. The Professor's the champion in Ultra Sun and Moon. Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't played it. Guess what? You fight the Professor. He's funny. I like him for that. But no, Steven's at the bottom. Steven was always a huge dick. Watch the anime. He's always been that prissy, dickish guy that has a superiority complex. They don't show it well in the game, but they did pretty well in the anime to show my Salamence is better than anything you have. And then they give him the ability to Mega Evolve it in the, like, origin stories and stuff. So it just got worse. Alright, here we go. And besides, he dresses too well. You know, there are many type of Pokemon in this world. No, I didn't. I'm only carrying 6 randoms. You want to know what I think? Yeah, I think you need new pants. No? No? Huh? Huh? Oh, it's Latios I get. I thought it was Latios. Alright, I'm wrong. Whatever. I like Latios better, if it matters. The Buffalo guy was funny. I really should look up his name, but I considered him to just be a hilarious laugh the entire way through that X and Y. He was just something to chuckle on. Like, he never was impactful. He never made it seem like there was some big case for him to be there. He was just like a lazy piece of crap that was just toddling along in his journey. And you happen to be at the end with him like, oh, you matter. Oh, I love how pretty this looks. Alder, thank you. There you go. We've arrived on this weird little island. Where there's absolutely nothing to do beyond just run. And now I'm hearing myself. Oh, it is Latias. See, I'm not crazy. I keep thinking it's one, but it's actually the other. I'm not crazy. And he's obsessed with rocks. That's another thing that drives me nuts about Steven. He's obsessed with the rocks. And steel types. His Metagross or whatever. Oh, I guess did I say Salamence and mean Metagross? I meant Metagross. I mean, you do become champion, but I wish they had, like, reigning title matches if you're getting at that direction. Like, oh, every week on, like, Fridays in-game, you have random people that come, and they just give you, like, 6 different, like, NPCs with level, like, 60 or 70 Pokemon. Or have it scale every week that you're champion, have it scale up 10 levels to the point where you're fighting level 100s on a weekly. That'd be something cool. And now we get to fight off old Jerkface. Look at his pose. He's got a hand. And he looks exactly like his boss. Just creepier. Also, Steven underselling himself as per usual. Not good enough to send the Metagross out, just the Metang. It's a dick move, Steven. You might as well show off what you got. That's gonna kill. Oh, I held on. He didn't, though. Again, I'm just happily surprised how well Beautifly's doing. I did not think it would be able to tank that, but it did quite well. And it's got over 100 health for level 40. Yeah, just keep hitting me, it's fine. Whatever. Don't hit the NPC that heals himself. Oh, I should have just Morning Sun. What am I doing? I suppose it didn't matter because I knocked him out, but that would have saved me some health. Look at his chest. He doesn't have any nipples. I suppose that's slightly less PG, so I'm sorry in advance, but he's just got the most round pecs known to man. And you clearly see he ripped his shirt off. Like, I'm hulking out of my clothes. Ain't ya? Ain't ya strong? I love my bro, Archie. They might actually be related. I never did check that. He might be like the younger brother of Archie or something like that. Who knows? Same. Worthy of trust. That's a matter of opinion. Oh, thanks. Sorry, sending text messages because they're important. Yes, my party is full. Oh, please don't tell me I have to put it in my party for now. No? Darn, I have to dump it in here. Alright, so we'll lose going back in the box because I need my HM slave still if I want to get anywhere. No. Latias site. I assume that's how you pronounce it. Hey guys, remember when it was hard catching legendaries? I don't. Bing! Now I can Mega Evolve things. I love how, and let's date this a little bit. We have original Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, where this isn't a thing, and Steven's not that intelligent. But now we have new Steven, who is all-knowing, all-seeing, and knows things about stuff that's never been in front of him before. Because, hey, we can tie that into the story. Let's go for it. I mean, to be fair, they make it look easy as crap to catch half the legendaries in these games now, because there was enough whining that it was so hard to do, and I had to spend so much time. I can't put it to sleep enough times. I ran out of PP. Pick your poison. Either way. Can I use... No, I don't have the Eon Flute yet, do I? Darn. It was not easy in my day. I remember staying home from school one day, quote-unquote sick, aimlessly challenging Moltres over and over again in Pokemon Yellow, and it took me, I don't remember how long before I finally caught it, but I almost lost it purely because the batteries in the Game Boy were going dead. Yeah, I preferred it being hard too. I mean, it was much more... It was an accomplishment when you got there. It now is not, or it's not as much of one, which makes me a little bit sad for that reason. Ah, the bird people. Chester. What's up, Chester? I just had to throw that back to a box. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They're legendary. To be fair, I think that Nintendo and GameStop or 15 other places that do the free giveaways are also coddling us a little bit too. As I mentioned yesterday, you can get the Poi Pole starting next week. A week from today, actually, you can get it in GameStop for free. But do you need to? No, you already handed one in game, but now you can get the shiny one too. And it's ways to keep people playing the games and involved, but it's not special anymore. There are very few, I feel like, special legendaries when you catch them. Yeah, I mean, we've also got a crap ton just because we have 807 Pokemon. But there should be some like the legendary dogs or the crazy amount of work you had to do to get the other legendary bird in Johto and be able to catch it. There should just be those extra challenges, whether they're post-game or not. Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby did a pretty good job of having a lot of post-game legendary content, but it's still not hard to catch them. It's tedious, but it's not hard. I'm going to try and get by you. We're running right up to my favorite spot. I think there's one trainer that's in my way, though. Yeah, it's that woman. We are at the Berry Master's house. The most legendary man there could be. I can't talk to him. The Berry Master. Just every day, pumping them berries out. She has a bunch of grass types. I know she does. Do you have something? No. Okay, we're good. I miss the old berry fields back when they were It was just 4 rows or 3 rows of like 6 berry trees. That was so great. I missed that. Oh, hello, Fluffers. You gonna come up? You can come up and see me? Yeah. Come on. There she is. There she is. Look who decided to come join me again. Hi, Fluffs. You gonna hang out with me until Mom gets home? Yeah. Did they add more megas in Sun and Moon? No. If you remember, they went the Z Crystal route. So, I don't think there are any new mega evolutions for the Kalos decks. But you got the Z Crystals and all the craziness that came with that. Hi. How you doing, little love? You doing okay? Yeah. You gonna lay down? Okay. You could stare at the camera so that, you know, people would actually pay attention to you. Like up over here. Like up. No, not down. Up. Up. Yeah, no. Up. That way. Yeah, there you go. Z crystals are the things that you use to use the overpowering Z moves, as I commonly call them. They're just a way to, quote unquote, have your Pokemon use a powerful move, even if it doesn't have a Mega Evolution. It's essentially, it's not a cop out of them. It's just a different way they decided to go directionally in the Pokemon games that allows you take a legendary like Dialga, and you go, all right, Dialga hits hard with Roar of Time, but can he hit harder? And the answer is yes. You hand him a Z Crystal with I think Roar of Time was Dragon, might be Steel, I don't remember. Whatever typing it is, and the move essentially gets overpowered with whatever the Z move is. The common ones, if you give a normal crystal, it's Breakneck Blitz, and your Pokemon just essentially does a full-on, like, run-at-them tackle that is devastating. The fire one is, what's it, Inferno Fire? No, that's, Inferno Overcharge, maybe? Something like that. I mean, and they're all, you get one per type, and then there are a bunch of extra ones, like Pikachu has a couple of extra ones that do, like, his unique moves, like the 10 million Thunderbolt, 10 million watt Thunderbolt, or there's a surfing one now. There's also unique ones for Mew, and I'm trying to think what other ones. Each one of the starters has their own unique one. One is a ghost one for Decidueye, which is the owl Pokemon. One is water, and one is dark, I believe. Either way, it's just a different way to essentially give you another crazy item in competitive, because now you can have a Mega Stone and a Z Crystal in competitive play. You get one each, and you can use both once per battle. So it's that, I'll phrase it as a scale tipper. When you're in a moment of need and you need to turn the tables on somebody, those things let you do it, and now you have 2 shots at doing it now instead of just 1. I personally preferred Mega 2, though, to get back to the point you were trying to make. No, thankfully they can't be on the same Pokemon. You can't have a Mega Evolution use a Z move, because that would be so utterly broken. You would be hitting super hard. You get one or the other, which is why usually, there's an item there. Usually what happens is you put a Z Crystal on another Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, because it essentially scares the person into trying to figure out which one is going to Mega Evolve versus which one is just going to be popping a Z Crystal off. Oh, you're leaving me? I'd rather you not leave me. Why don't you just stay with me forever? Go ahead. Bye, Sweet Pea. I thought I fought that guy over it. Damn it. Let's just... I have nothing good for a flying type right now. And it's gonna use... Well, I mean, I have Pikachu, but I meant on Beautifly, that is. That's my hope, Dev, is that they make it on Switch. Let's Go is gonna be on there, and I feel like that's gonna do reasonably well just to, like, sort of be there as a staple of here's the minimum quality you're gonna get with a Switch. And then they're just gonna go up from there. But definitely from the perspective of the Switch being the viable thing, I'm kind of happy about that, because the Switch just HDMIs into anything. You don't have to go out and buy a brand new 3DS and put the kit in just to get a way to stream. I mean, the Switch gives any streamer the variability of playing Pokemon, which I feel like right now is sort of the hindrance on why there's there's less people streaming Pokemon than there are, I think there should be. How would you transfer from the 3DS? Oh, I'd expect they'd tie it into your Nintendo ID at that point. If you think about it, remember, the Pokemon Bank system is tied into your Nintendo ID. So I have everything essentially stored up in my Pokemon Bank cloud, and I pull them down onto the newest game. I could shove them back up there, and then I'll have however many sitting up there in the cloud again, and I bet I can pull them straight down to Switch as long as I sync my ID up. They'll probably have to make the app for it in the Switch to be able to do so, but as long as you have Pokemon Bank, you should be able to pull them up and down accordingly. Or they'll give you a different way to do it. They did that, if you remember, they did that back in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, where they gave you, if you had both the GBA slot and Diamond, Pearl, or Plat in, you could pull Pokemon off of the GBA cartridges. So, it just sort of depends on how people want to do things. Alright, I am going to save here, actually. And what I'm going to do, only because I think it'll be worth, I will say, showing off in some regard, is I will switch out to... I'll see if I got Ultra Moon sitting close by. And we'll switch out to that, and I can show you at least a little bit of how some of the new mechanics work. Yeah, I got it sitting right here. Cool. I'm not updating the title for this, but I can at least show you guys. I'll run the update later. I haven't plugged it in on this. I mean, I hope everybody doesn't have to start over, but if we do, it's just gonna be a long 800 and however many Pokemon again. Alright, where am I and what do I have on me? Huh, I have a Sceptile on me, funny enough. Alright, hold on, let me get... Oh, you also don't have, another great thing, you no longer have the need for HMs. They're all based on Pokemon now that automatically come and get you. So I can just summon a Pokemon to me right now to fly me back to the Pokemon Center. Just like that. By the way, it's Charizard, in case you care. So just like that, Fly's no longer needed, Surf's no longer needed, Strength is no longer needed. They're all based on Pokemon now, which is great, because you just have a thing with, oh, I can run faster, oh, I can find items, that's the dozing machine, I can walk over rough terrain, I can use Strength, Surf, and Fly. So let me switch out team for what I've got in here. I don't remember what I'm sitting on right now. I have this half set up, as you probably will be able to tell, for a full national dex, a living national dex at that. There's one of my Infernapes, and if it matters. That one's running Earthquake, Poison Jab, Flare Blitz, and Close Combat, but I know we were talking about them earlier, so there's one of them. That's just a standard licky. I think I screwed up where stuff is in what box, so I don't remember where everything is. You can kind of see the first 151 here I'm doing pretty good on, but it gets very sparse once I get further out, just because they're sitting all up on the Pokemon Bank cloud. Here's a lot of the Megas and the Ultra Beasts. There's the Mega, or not Mega, there's the Legendary of the game, Tenkrozima with Lunaria. Zygarde's here for some reason. There's the one that's coming out that'll be shiny at the end of the month. I guess I have a Celesteela, but I have an Altaria sitting around. Alright, one of these boxes will have my normal team, because I know this isn't my normal team. That's one of the starters, not mine specifically, but this is one that I think I got traded. Oh, here is Donald Trump. I know I mentioned that in one of the previous streams, but this is definitely a hacked Pokemon that somehow was able to be Wonder Traded. It was level 100 on day 1 of the game coming out, with it being a shiny and being owned by troll.lol.tv was just kind of the over-under of that's probably not real. Another one I got, probably fake as well, but I could be wrong. I didn't check out this guy's YouTube channel to figure it out, but hey, there you go, free shinies. Vikavolt, that's one of my favorite electric types that just came out this generation. Really good. One of these will have my normal team somewhere. Oh, I guess it's this box now that I think about it. So I started with Primarina, which is Poplio. Here, I'll dump them into my main party, that way you can... Infernape, I believe I didn't start with, but I ended up pulling on Wonder Trade and just gave myself one. That worked pretty well. I'll move Metagross only because he doesn't really matter to me at this point. I'm missing a couple others. I had an Ampharos, that's one of the other ones I was running. I don't have the Mega Stones for it yet, because each of the Mega Stones are like all over the bloody place right now, so I never ended up grabbing them. I had a Glalie that I was playing with, and no, I never used Aloha and Raichu, but I do love how stupidly strong this thing gets. And I guess that's about it, because that's back to box 1. But to answer the question on Mega Evolution and other stuff, let me fly over to where I was just grabbing things way over here. This is way post-game, so just bear that in mind. I legitimately was just sitting, running the same gauntlet of stuff to try and catch things earlier. You can kind of see there's Horde Pokemon was the little grayer spot running around. Hey, look, a Hariyama. So, we'll start with, I think I have the Mega Stone for Sceptile. Nope, I don't. I actually only have the Z Crystal. So, since I have the Z Crystal, you can see that I have the Dragon one on him. So what ends up happening here is you do a little dance. You make Dragon Claws, Dragon Mouth, yeah. And it overdrives the Pokemon's current move. Essentially, it would be equivalent to doubling its stats to hit, essentially. And it gets a cool name depending on the Z Crystal type. This is the Dragon one. and it hits and does damage, and the Pokemon faints. So that can go on one Pokemon, and then at the same time you have the other side of it, which is any Pokemon that you have that has a Mega Stone. Obviously that uses up the item slot, so you can have one of each essentially, but you can't have both on the same Pokemon, that is. So there you go. There's a quick explanation of that. I will be doing some trading. I think I'm going to save that for Thursday, though, only because I do have to go get ready to go and pick up my other half. So I am going to call the stream here a bit early. So keep that in mind for Thursday. If you want to battle Thursday, I think the max stuff I've got nowadays is between the 80s and 90s. So if anyone wants to have... yeah, I think Sceptile's the biggest thing I've got. So if you want to do battles or if you want to do other stuff on Thursday, I'll be sort of going in that direction. And we'll take a break from doing the playthrough. That way I can sort of fix up and have a couple of things done. Like get Alakazam all set up and a couple of the other things in the playthrough. So I'll say Thursday, let's tentatively say let's do some battling, let's do some trading if you need anything, and I've got extras of it. And then let's also look at trying to complete some more of the national decks on Ultra Sun. Or Moon. Sorry, this is Ultra Moon. Also show you the wormhole mechanics out for those of you guys who haven't seen them before, because they're pretty fun. Alright, have a good night, guys. If anything comes up, I will let you guys know on Thursday or beforehand. Thanks.